be showing you guys how to play I Knew You Were Trouble, Taylor's version on the guitar. Now I did teach how to play this song way back in the day on my main channel, Forever Faithful, but in that version you kind of have to tune down your guitar and things like that. But for this tutorial today, I thought I would teach how Taylor plays this live. So here's a quick overview of everything I'll be covering in this tutorial today. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so we only have 4 different chord shapes to play through this entire song, and these are our Taylor Swift classic chords. We're starting here with our C major, which looks like this and sounds like this. And by the way, if you don't know how to read these chord charts you're seeing on screen, I do cover how to do that in my free beginner series right here on YouTube, so make sure to check that out right here. The next chord shape is our G add 4. We also have our A minor. And then last is our F over C. Those are the only 4 chords you need to know to play through this song. So go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really memorize these chord shapes, as well as practice transitioning back and forth between them, because it'll make learning the rest of the song so much easier. And as I said, these are some classic Taylor Swift chords. She uses these so much, so if you need help with those transitions and speeding them up, I do have an entire Practice With Me series on my main channel, Forever Faithful, so I'll link that playlist in the corner if you need it. But once you have these chords under your belt, then we can go ahead and talk about the strumming that I would suggest for this song. Alright guys, so as I always say, if you are brand new to playing guitar, or you're somebody who struggles with playing guitar while singing at the same time, the first thing I was just doing is to bring up the song and go ahead and go through the entire thing with just a single down strum on the chord change as you sing through the song. And you want to take this time to really get used to what word or what syllable you're on whenever those chords are changing. So here's a quick example of what that would look like. I knew you were trouble when you walked in, so shame on me now. Alright, so that's just a really quick example, but you would essentially want to do that for the entire song and just really make sure you know where those chords are going to be changing. And this is actually something you do right now if you check out my Patreon page. I do have this entire guide available to download and print out, so I'll make sure to leave that link in the description box. But once you've done this and you're used to those chord changes, then we can go ahead and talk about a more full strumming pattern that you can use for this song. Alright guys, so I wanted to start you guys out with this first strumming pattern because it's the easiest one to play. I didn't actually see Taylor use this very much live, but I feel like it's a good option for those of you who are beginners. So basically, as you can see, we're going to be in an 8th note count, and it's going to sound like this. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Alright, super simple. You can actually apply this strumming pattern to so many Taylor songs, so this is a great option for this one as well. What you would basically do is play this pattern through 2 times per chord for all of the verses, and then just 1 time through per chord for all of the choruses. So let's go ahead and take a look at that first verse. We're starting here in our C chord. You would just go down, down, up, down, up twice. To your next chord, G add 4, twice. All the way into the choruses as well, but remember for the choruses we're just playing the pattern through 1 time. So we have a minor to F to G, and then we're going to go from C to G, and this is going to be a split measure pattern. So what I want you to do here is for C we're going to go down, down, up, to G, down, down, up. Alright, and that's how you could play through all of the choruses. I knew you were trouble when you walked in, so shame on me now, flew me to places I've never been. Alright? And so like I said, this pattern is one that Taylor uses a lot when she plays live, but in the video where I saw her playing this live, she didn't actually use this strumming pattern. I just wanted to show it to you guys for those of you who are beginners, because this is one of the more easy ones. But if you want to play it more like how Taylor plays it live, let's go ahead and talk about strumming pattern 2. Alright guys, so for strumming pattern 2, it's not that much harder. As you can see, it's just all down strums. Again, we're counting this in an 8th note count, so it's going to sound like this. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 down. Alright, Pretty simple, just all down strums. And again, it's gonna follow the same as the first strumming pattern. You're gonna repeat this pattern twice per chord for all the verses, and you're just gonna play through it once per chord for all of the choruses. Now, something that I wanna go ahead and add in here is if you wanna play it how Taylor plays it live, we are going to have to do two things, which is add accents and add a palm mute, okay? So first, let's go ahead and talk about accents. What I mean when I say accent is we're going to kind of give some of these strums a little extra emphasis and make them sound a little bit louder than the surrounding strums. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn some of these arrows green. These green arrows represent the beats that I want you to accent, okay? So let's go ahead and put our C chord on. Basically, to accent, you wanna strum all the strings, and you wanna strum with a little bit of a energy, all right? And then for all the purple arrows or regular ones, you can kind of concentrate more on just the middle strings. And you want to kind of strum it a little bit lighter, okay? So for the accented strumming pattern, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right? So hopefully you can hear how those green arrows are a little more emphasized. And then the second thing, like I said, you want to do is add a palm mute. So what I'm doing there is I'm taking the side of my hand with my pick in it, and I'm ever so gently resting that on my strings right here where the bridge of your guitar is. You kind of want to hover it like right around there. And then as you strum, you'll hear it kind of dampens the sound of the strings. If it sounds too crunchy and you can't even hear any notes at all, that means that your hand's a little bit too close to the sound hole. So just move it way back here by the bridge, and you'll hear how it has a dampened sound. So now if you add that palm mute in with those accents, that's how Taylor plays this when she does it live. So again, on our C chord, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right, so you should hear both the dampened sound of the palm mute and the accented beats in the strumming. Now what you want to do is apply this for those chord changes, and then you can use this for all the verses. So let's go ahead and take a look at that verse. We're starting here in our C. We're playing each of these chords for 2 measures, remember? So we've got C twice to G add 4 twice. We still have those accents, and we're still doing that palm mute as well, making those chord changes to play through the verse. Once upon a time, a few mistakes ago, I was in your sights, you got me alone, you found me, you found me, you found me, Alright, as you can tell, we are going a little bit slow, so if you're going to play this like at the original tempo, you do have to speed this entire thing up, but you want to remember to keep those palm mutes and those accents in to make it sound more percussive like how Taylor plays it live. If you need help with speeding up this strumming pattern, I also have a Practice With Me strumming series on my main channel, so I will link the one that goes with this video in the corner if you want to speed this up in real time together with me. But basically, you could apply this pattern through the song. Taylor likes to use it for all of the verses and all of the pre-choruses. So let's go ahead and take a look at our pre-chorus and speed it up a little. C to G, quite a bit faster, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And this is the pre-chorus. And he's long gone when he's next to me, and I realize the blame is on me. All right, so like I said, super quick. You want to build that speed up over time. But once you have this strumming pattern down, you can use it to play through the entire song. However, when she gets to the chorus, there is something a little bit more fun that Taylor likes to do. So let's go ahead and jump into strumming pattern 3. All right, guys, so for strumming pattern 3, as you can see, it's super similar to strumming pattern 2, but instead of all down strums, we're just going to alternate back and forth between down and up strums. So the rhythm is going to sound exactly the same. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right? To the listener, the rhythm is going to sound the same, but we are going to change up the strumming pattern a little bit to make it sound a little different. So with this strumming pattern, what I want you to do is those accents are going to be now on the 1 and the 3. So earlier we were accenting certain beats, but in this strumming pattern, we're accenting different beats, okay? But other than that, it's going to be pretty straightforward. We play this pattern 1 time per chord for the choruses. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chorus, because this is where Taylor likes to use this strumming pattern. We're starting here on our A minor chord. You're just gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to F over C, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to G. And then here we're gonna go from C to G, and this is gonna be a split measure, which means we're gonna play both of these chords within the one measure. So what I want you to do there is I'm gonna add a vertical line here in the middle of the strumming pattern. That's gonna represent where we wanna change chords. So basically on this little chord progression only from C to G, you're gonna play C for half the measure, or the left half, 1 and 2 and, to G add 4, down, up, down, up. Okay, that's the only part of this song that's a little bit different there, is where we change those chords a little faster. So for the chorus, we've got A minor, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, F, to G with those accents, C, split, G. And this is how you can play the choruses throughout the song. I knew you were trouble when you walked in, so shame on me now. All right. So this is a really fun way to play through the chorus. It's like a part of the song where you can really kind of like add some loud dynamics in there and get a little bit more energetic with the way that you're singing and things like that. But something that I noticed that she does as well is you can add a little bit more of a technique here. So this is totally optional, but if you want to, on the third beat or the third down strum, instead of strumming it, something that you can do is you can either mute the strings. So when I'm muting it, I'm just kind of like tapping my strings to stop the sound. But since we're in the middle of moving, the actual easier thing to do would be to chuck the strings. So on that third down strum, instead of just strumming down, you want to take the side of your hand, and as you strum down, you want to also like stop the strings from ringing. So it's kind of like a palm mute, but you want to stick the palm of your hand on the strings. So as you strum that third down strum, it should sound like kind of scratchy like that. And so this is all gonna come really fast, okay? So we have down, up, chuck, up, down, up. So that chuck, you have to get used to like pressing on the strings with your right hand and then letting go of it immediately. All right. If you can add this little technique in there, it sounds really cool and makes it a little bit more percussive. In the chorus with that little chuck, we've got A minor, to F, to G, and then again for the split measure, just play that like normal, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so sped up just a little, it'll sound like this. Again, totally optional, but if you want to add that little chuck in there, I saw that Taylor does that live and it sounds really cool. So that's just something that you can add in. I will have all of this listed on my guide that I have on my Patreon page about where to, play certain strumming patterns and where to add the chuck and things like that. That'll all be listed on my guide. So make sure to check that out if you're interested. But those are the different strumming patterns that you can use to play through this song. All right, guys, so again, go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really get these strumming patterns under your belt. All of these are pretty simple to count, but once you add in those accents and the palm mutes and things like that, it can get a little trickier. So if you are needing help with any of those techniques, make sure to check out my main channel, Forever Faithful, because I go over all of these in detail. But once you have the strumming and the chords and the transitions and everything ready to go, then we can go ahead and put all of this together to play through the song. 1, 2, ready, go. Once upon a time, a few mistakes ago, I was voice in your sights, you got me alone. I guess you didn't care, and I guess I liked that. And when I fell hard, you took a step back. Want to have fun jamming out to this song with me? Yeah! Then make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can unlock access to this as well as all my other Swiftie sing-along guitar tutorials. I've covered so many of her songs from all the different albums and eras, so if you're a Swiftie who loves to play her songs on the guitar, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I will link it in the description box down below. If you enjoyed learning this song with me, then you should definitely check out this video. Not only does it have a super similar vibe and feel, but it's just fun and easy to play, so I'll see you over there.